Weird. All right, fuck it. Yeah, I think we're on.
Yeah.
Dude, the whole streaming service, of course, the night of all nights, like it looks like they like upgraded their site. So I had to like re-log into everything. So like as you're texting me asking me if I'm ready for like the 700th time, I'm like trying to log into all my old shit.
Yeah, because when I normally come on, it just asks, you know, do you want to join the stream? Put your name in. This time it asked for like my email, and I was like, oh my god, tell me like they're making us like pay for it on top.
Yeah,
of
I got that too.
I pay for it. You guys wouldn't have to. You notice our names look different. I don't know how to change those back. Our names, they're like in white.
Normally, I've been able to click the same link every week, but then when I clicked the link, it said waiting for hosts. So then I went to the link that you sent me, and then I had to type in the email and do the thing, and then it worked.
It's honestly, so it's Restream. That's the one I use. It's honestly bullshit. It sucks. I only use it because it's cheap, but like, I'm pretty sure real motherfuckers use OBS, which is free, but OBS, I'm straight up retarded. I don't understand. Like, I have to work on it, and I'm just terrible at technology. And then some motherfuckers will pay for Streamlabs, I think is a pretty big one. I've never seen anyone use Restream. I literally just found it because it's $20. I'm also considering making because the whole point of using this service is to stream on multiple platforms. So I'm considering making a Twitch so that when we stream, we'll be live on Twitch and YouTube just to see if, I don't know. I've got a cousin who's got like 11K followers on Twitch. And I guess on Twitch, like anything over
that
like,
would be good. Yeah.
On Twitch, you make money. So I have to show you guys his shit sometime, actually. He's pretty badass. He dresses up as a wizard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I don't know why our names are all fucking white. Like, I don't like that. But whatever.
So didn't you say people were texting you wanting to join in?
Yeah, Sherm Smoke. He'd been telling me a couple weeks ago. I was just telling Mark about him. He's a dude. He is local to me. He followed the page a long time ago, and we got to talking, and then found out that we both rolled around in the same circles. Like we have probably crossed paths at one point or another, and just didn't know each other.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, it's actually funny. Then there's another kid when I first started the page that followed me, and this kid was literally a kid I went to fucking rehab with, and I'm like, oh, like he's like, I just like Charles Manson. Your page popped up, and I was like, cool.
Oh yeah.
All right. So random topics of the night. So while we were waiting, I was watching, as I've said before, I watch reality shows, and I have been watching Love is Blind, where people fall in love behind a wall, sight unseen. So my question for you is, do you think you could fall in love with someone's voice?
Absolutely
and then,
not.
Fall in love with the person?
Absolutely not. Let me run piss real quick. You guys talk about this.
Okay.
Yeah, totally with Rob. There has to be some kind of physical attraction, and I'm not saying that physical attraction is the only thing, because obviously personality is huge, but I have to be attracted to them. I mean, you know, you're having sex with this person, you need to sort of be into and I'm not saying like, you know, they got to be perfect in every way physically, but there's got to be some sort of attraction.
Yeah. You don't think like if you heard a woman's voice, say for like a couple of weeks, you really got to know them and you felt like, wow, like this is my person, you wouldn't care like what's behind that wall, or you would care?
No, that's what I'm saying. I would.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even take that chance, because I hate to sound shallow, but there's women that I've heard their voices on the phone, and I'm like, I know what they look like, but I'm like, man, they don't sound like what they look like.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So no, I wouldn't even attempt that. It would be too.
But like, okay, but then like hypothetically, like what if you were put in that situation, you're hearing someone's voice and you're like, damn, like we have everything in common, like this chick sounds amazing, and then you were gonna meet her, and then it's like, but you've had all these feelings like over the phone or whatever, like, you know, what would happen? I mean, I guess we would never know.
Well, no, I mean, I'd be like, oh, like let's, you know, hang out first. Have to see.
I mean, I guess it's kind of like when people get catfished online. You know, people talk to one another on the internet all the time,
Right.
essentially sight unseen. So
Nah, couldn't do it.
yeah.
I mean, that's like the time to get to know somebody without seeing. If I was forced in that position, like a blind date thing, but you had to meet, like, talk to them first. But then if we met and they, you know, they had the personality and I was attracted to them, I'd be like, all right, cool. But if they checked all the marks off personality wise and I met them and I wasn't attracted to them, I'd be like, let's be friends.
Good friendship. Bye.
Right. Nice meeting you. High five.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What about you? Same question.
Yeah, that would be quite difficult.
Yeah. You're on the same.
Yeah. Because if it's like somebody that's like morbidly obese, it's like,
right.
You know,
you're like, man, you're really, really.
But I think I told that story like a week or two ago when we were talking about how in high school I was hanging out with one of my friends and she was talking to a guy on the phone and she was like, no, his voice is really hot. Like, we'll go meet him. And then we met him and then it was like not the case at all. And it was like this really big guy that happened to have like a very deep voice. It was fucked up. So she was like, let's go. Gotta get out of here.
Like when you're talking about like people, they don't sound like what they look like.
Yeah.
You ever see the movie Friday?
Yeah, years ago. Yeah.
She's like, people say I look like Janet Jackson, and he meets her. He's like, you say you look like Janet Jackson? You look more like Freddie Jackson. Because she looked nothing like what she sounded like. So that could be very deceiving for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so what's your consensus?
You know, I say absolutely not, but I there have been times when like when I was working at the saw shop, we'd get calls from secretaries from other shops, and I actually talked about it to an old coworker. We're like, you ever talk to a girl on the phone and she's just got like a really pretty voice? But if we're talking like actual real falling in love, you know, of course not.
Yeah, makes sense.
While you were in the bathroom, same thing. Like, there has to be some kind of physical attraction. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could check all the marks personality wise, which is very important. But like, if you meet someone and you're not sexually attracted to them, like, you know, it's most likely not going to work out.
But that is what happens on the show, is that people will meet each other and then they're like, no, I can't do it. It happens all the time. So
perfect example. Like, looks are not everything, but they're super important to where, like, today's day and age, Tinder, you're not reading their bio first. You're fucking looking at what they look like. You know what I mean? I mean, it sounds superficial, but
I hate people that try to act like looks are, in my opinion, honestly, if not the most, like, they're the most important thing, if not very far. I mean, that's the first thing you go off of. You see somebody, you know. I've literally never met somebody. I've met a lot of girls that I hated their personality, but I did some shit with them because their looks. Do you ever get vice versa cases? You never meet someone like, oh, I love your personality, but you're not. I can't talk, but you're not attracted to me. That's called just friends.
Right. And like, there's instances where, like, you know, I'll match with a girl who's really good looking, but then you talk to her and she's just like, her personality's trash. And you're like, okay, I don't care how hot you are. Like, you know, I'll you know, hook up with you, but I'm not going to date you, like, type thing.
Yeah. Okay. So, I found out that apparently on Bob's Burgers, there's an episode where they have a phantom pooper. That's what they call it. Kid you not?
Yeah.
Do you know about that? I've never seen it.
No, I just thought of what we talked about last week.
What year was it? Because maybe the kid ripped off Bob's Burgers, because everyone loves Bob's Burgers.
I don't know. It was posted 1 year ago.
2005 was when this shit went.
Then I don't think you got it from there. I mean, it's also a pretty. That's a pretty. I don't want to say basic, but you know, Phantom anything is like the basic.
Phantom of the Opera, Phantom of the Feces, Phantom of the shit. Like, still fucking to this day. Think of that dude, Tommy Brown, dude, crazy, and his last name was Brown. How weird is that?
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's perfect.
It is.
Okay,
No.
so I want to know about the illiterate people.
We're jumping right into it.
Yeah, let's go.
So you guys got to pay attention for this one. I'll wait.
Okay.
Rob texted.
I'm
But
all in.
so when I moved down here, I realized like I gotta watch what I say. I don't want to offend anybody, but the literacy down here is so different because they have all right. Number one, the Southern accent thing, like it does make people kind of sound funny, not the stereotype, but like they say that about me, like, oh, you sound like a North Jersey douchebag, like whatever. It's just different. And the guys at work say like funny stuff to where it's like they're trying to say one thing, but they mean another. So this one guy I work with, I'm not going to use his name, but we're talking about dating people, and he's like, different people dating like different types of people. And he's like, yeah, my friend's dating a paralegal. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like she works for a lawyer. He's like, lawyer? She's in a goddamn wheelchair. I said, what the fuck?
What?
Paraplegic. Paraplegic.
Yeah.
I was fucking dying. When you first heard it, like the way he said, she's in a goddamn wheelchair. I'm like, bro, how did you even mix the two? And the same guy, we were talking to the one new hire, and he's like, yeah, my dad works for Webster University. And he's like, Webster University? Your dad writes dictionaries? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you don't want to sound like a dickhead, but it's like, how the fuck? You know?
This man is single-handedly keeping the South alive.
He's a really good dude. He just gets them all mixed up. And like, I'll say sayings that are like, everybody's heard, like, oh, that's the pot calling the kettle black. And he'll be like, he'll reuse it, and he'll be like, yeah, like Mark said, it's the pot calling the kettle yellow. Or like, no good deed goes unpunished. He's like, yeah, no good deed works against you on a Wednesday. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's just
It
fun.
sounds like he just doesn't have a good memory.
No, it's not. I mean,
you know.
listen, I'm not trying to bash anybody, but South Carolina is 48th in education. So like,
I mean, all of the like blue collar people that I've known that well, they just can't spell. Like I remember someone, and they couldn't spell the word women. It was like women. Like I think he spelled it like W-O and then M-E-E-N. I was like, where are you getting the extra E? But I would get these like texts like, you're a beautiful woman. And I was like, what?
Well, I guess it go both ways, because like I worked, in New Jersey, and a guy would spell Wednesday W-E-E-N-S-D-A-Y. We he was joking around, and he wasn't. And again, I'm not everybody down here is like that, but like there's a lot of like they'll say, tell me if this sounds weird to you. They'll be like, instead of like, if I'm going to say I'm going to do something, I'll be like, I might be able to do that. They say, I can do that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what's up with that. Like,
That's like, it's like the whole like ask and axe thing.
yeah, like, I gotta watch. I don't know who's watching this, but like they're good people, but it's just like there's down here the education is very different, and it's like it's not even their fault. You know what I mean? And it's like,
yeah.
But I will say one thing though, like the hardest workers I've ever seen, like manual labor, like these dudes will dig a hole for 8 hours without even getting a glass of water. I'm doing like an hour's worth of work. I'm like, oh, they're like, you pussy, you northern pussy, and I'm like, I can spell, but I can't dig. I don't know. It's like
the ask and axe thing. My first job when I was like 17, I worked at a restaurant, at a pizza joint, and we had, so we had a bunch of waitresses, a bunch of servers, and one of them was this Russian girl. She was really cool. When I say Russian, I don't mean like she wasn't like straight up fucking like a Hulking woman from Russia. Like she was just Russian, but she was, spoke perfectly fine. I don't know. I guess she never heard this though, because we had a waitress who was a black lady, and one day we're all at work and we were talking, and she said axe. She was talking about axing somebody something, and the Russian girl was like, "Wait, what did you just say?" And she's like, "I said I asked the manager," or whatever she was saying. She's like, "It's ask, right?" And the black woman was like, "Yeah, that's what I'm saying, axe." And she's like, "No, it's ask." It just went back and forth like 2 minutes. It was hilarious. Like, we were all kind of looking at the Russian gal, and we're like, "Dude, like, that's how she's always talked. Like, what, have you never heard?" Like, she was like in her 30s at this point. We're like, "You've never run into this before?" Like, it was really funny, but it was a whole back and forth for like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah,
That's wild.
They talk about like if like what side of the brain you use will decipher like what you're better at, like math or spelling or whatever. Like, I don't know how accurate it is, but I'm left-handed, and which means I use the right side of my brain, which is like I can write papers, like I'm good with literature, but I am embarrassing with math, like so fucking bad. So it's like I wonder if that's like really true, like for people like that. I don't know, but so.
I mean, I guess, like, would you consider that, like, the whole ask and axe thing, is that, I mean, it's like cultural, but does it have to do with like an accent? Like how certain accents can't pronounce certain words the way we would.
It might. Yeah, it definitely might. Like, so speaking of like pronunciation or an accent, like down here, there's a part of South Carolina where they speak like, it sounds like Creole. It's called Geechee. It's like, they sound like they're from fucking Louisiana. And like they say things funny. Like the dude met me. He's like, "You're from New Jersey? Like, I love the show The Sopranos. That's the best show in the world." I'm like, "Bro, is this guy either retarded or he is from Louisiana?" He's like, "No, brother, I speak Geechee." Like, it's some fucking like voodoo sounding language. So I don't know. You never know. But the paraplegic funny, and the fucking dictionary thing is just too funny. Like,
I saw this video on it's too bad it wasn't on Instagram. It was like on Facebook, where you can't share it outside of Facebook. And it was like a reel of this person saying that like their niece was like 2 years old and growing up in Jamaica, and it was like a white girl, and she was talking in like a heavy full Jamaican accent, this little blonde girl. I wish I could find it. I'm sure it's somewhere we could find it, but it was hilarious because I was kind of thinking like, what does that sound like as an adult? I don't know. That's got to be crazy. But I don't know. Yeah, that came to mind.
I think if we're doing like a general language topic, it's funny, one of the notes I had was I'm already so tired of like so this is another internet. Most of my complaints are always internet based just because I fucking hate everything on the internet. But you know how everything, as far as like if you want to be monetized, everything is so censored now that people have to make up words like unalive and grape. Have you guys ever heard the grape one yet?
Instead of rape, you say grape? Oh,
yeah.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, the dumbest thing. Put a G in it. So it makes no sense to me because it's like,
wait, so what is with the word thing? Like if you type that in, what happens? Like you just get shadow banned or what?
No, so if we sit here right now and say the words like murder and kill, I'm pretty sure it makes it so you can't monetize your video. That's how it started. Or if we say the word rape, you can't monetize. Obviously, I can't monetize anyways because I have no subscriber.
But it doesn't like shadow ban you, or it just so you can't monetize
on YouTube anyways. It's just about we can sit here and say rape the whole stream. It's not going to cut us off. We just can't monetize.
Okay, interesting.
But to me it's stupid because the whole like logic behind it is that obviously it's fucking triggering. Everyone's triggered by stuff now. So to me, the example I always use is like, let's say I have a cousin who was murdered, and now I go listen to a show and they start saying the word murder. Apparently their thought is that I'm going to be triggered by hearing about a murder, but it's like, Okay, if they say the word unalive, it means the same fucking thing. Like, you can't take the meaning out of the word. So it's like, you can't, there's no way to do that. And then 2, it's like one, let's be real. I especially hate it in true crime shows because it's like, dude, you're listening to a fucking true crime show. What do you think they're going to talk about? And I hate trigger warnings and content warnings for true crime shows. It's like, bro, that's why I'm here. I hear it so much. Oh, we're going to be talking about rape today. If you don't think you can handle it, just turn back. I've never heard so many content creators like actively encourage people to not watch their shit. It's like, bro, I'm tuning into a true crime show. I'm here for the murder. Like that's what we're doing. And it's Grape is the dumbest one. There's a dating podcast. They talk about like modern day dating and shit. And the host will try to tell people to say the word grape instead of rape. I'm like, oh, you add a G in front of it. That makes it totally more like it's the dumbest shit. It's the absolute dumbest shit.
He graped.
So to comment on that makes sense now why I watched that Soft White Underbelly guy and you sent me a video earlier.
Oh, I'm a big fan, yeah.
But I'm always like, why is he blocking out the word murder and rape? Why is he blocking those words out? But he's saying, fucking, shooting up meth and drugs and blah 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 blah. Like, you know what I mean? What's up, Sherm Smoke?
Yeah, it's stupid. It's like, you can't take the meaning. Okay, first and foremost, what I should have said was, first of all, these aren't bad words. Like murder and rape are not bad words. They're not cuss words. The actions of doing them are bad, but things need words. So those are the words for them. It's not a bad word. Rape. Sorry, it's not a bad word. It's not. It's a bad thing to do. Fuck is a bad word. But
you know that there is a list that comes out every year, and it's like words that if you use them on, it might be Instagram, you will get shadow banned. And they change the list up every so often, and it's like silly words. Like I know, like if you use the word bohemian, you're flagged.
Yeah.
I think because it's like overused. So
crazy.
It's ridiculous. I don't know why.
Speaking of which, there was a very short time. I'm sure it's done by now, and I think it was a very small niche group of people, but they wanted they were mad at Fleetwood Mac because Fleetwood Mac has a song called Gypsy, and apparently Gypsy is like racist now. What
I don't understand is you got videos of girls. I mean, I watch them, but like you got videos of girls twerking, like their camel toe is out, like they're pulling their panties up like between their vagina, and like that's okay. Which again, I'm not saying I don't watch them, but like, why can't I say the word fucking bohemian? Like, it just. But that's bananas to me. That's where I don't really understand like the fucking. I don't know.
It's what's his name up top making the rules?
Mark Zuckerberg?
Yeah.
It's more than that. It's just the whole system. And it gets worse than that. There's picture or videos now that I see. Have you guys been seeing these where these big pages are now getting like, obviously girls are paying them to post their content for advertisement, and so there's literally these guys, like it'll be a true crime Instagram channel, and then they just start posting an OnlyFans girl shit, and they're like, oh, go follow her. There's literally ones where girls are like from the back, completely naked, like nothing, from behind, like back of the head, back, ass, legs, naked. I'm like, okay, dude, my Instagram got tanked. My Instagram has never recovered from posting a fucking Jeffrey Dahmer meme as a story, which for one makes no sense because the entire page is full of that kind of shit. But for some reason on my story, they flagged it. No, that page has never recovered. There's hope there. I mean, that's like half the reason I'm trying to use the TV page now instead of just the Disco Acid Cult, because that engagement has never recovered. They completely fucked my Instagram over.
Yeah, but I'm sure you're not alone. It's happening to all creators.
Oh, there's a whole subreddit dedicated to it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder where like the age of social media will go, because like when we were younger, like we had MySpace, and then that kind of faded out, and now it seems like Facebook is fading out, and the ones really hanging on to it are, like our parents. And then it's like Instagram, people aren't too happy with it. So I could see that kind of fading out. But like, what's next? Like, I'm not a fan of TikTok, but I don't know. The young kids love TikTok.
TikTok's the worst, and these problems are 10 times worse on TikTok. I got one time when I first started TikTok, I got a post pulled down because I was smoking a cigarette in the post. But then
Oh,
of course there's still naked girls all over TikTok. So
of
it's
course.
that they're okay with the sex. That's what I've learned. They're okay with sex. I think I mentioned before the breastfeeding trend. I don't know if girls are still doing that, but there was because breastfeeding is considered like educational and feminist content. So girls with OnlyFans accounts would make videos. So what I'm saying is they made an exception to the point where you could show your entire tits as long as you were feeding a baby because that makes it educational and empowering. So girls were breastfeeding dolls, like toy dolls, babies, and tricking the algorithm and showing and then posting the OnlyFans link below it.
I've seen I've seen that like scrolling just randomly, and then I'm like, what the fuck is this? And you know, you always get these fucking sick fucks. Like usually it's these guys from that are like, please show vagine while you breastfeed. You know, like, oh, so hot breastfeeding. Like
there really are dudes that don't care, dude. They do not care.
Yeah.
Dude, and these old fucking guys that like these girls will like totally trick these old guys. Like it's so fake. They have one picture. It says they're like from fucking Missouri in some town. It's like, send me money, baby. And he's like, oh, if I had you for a day, honey, I would really be into that. Send me a friend request. And
Isn't that what your old boss did?
Look,
Yeah.
his profile picture, you know, like it's like, what the fuck, dude? We live in such a fucked up time. It's insane.
Yeah, my last boss was one of those guys. He sent girls money, and they were definitely not real girls. And
yeah, I worked with a guy who was always like, I met this girl online. Look at her, and it's like a picture of like this girl in a bikini on like a fucking Hawaiian beach. I'm like, oh, well, where'd she go to Hawaii? No, this is fucking, you know, this is Idaho. Like, you know, it makes no sense. And he's just, you know, I'm sending her tickets so she can come down here one day. I think we touched on this actually, like how people get catfished, like my old neighbor did. And they're so like these guys are so stupid. They're so like horny 24/7 that they'll fall for anything. Like, I'll show you a part of my thigh if you send me $100. Oh, just show me your thigh. Like, it's fucking insane, dude. It's insane.
yeah.
Well, I will say, yeah, the sugar daddy game here is wild.
Go from experience.
Well, when I was in my early 20s, not me, one of my wild girlfriends, she wanted money, and so she signed up on a site. And some of these guys are actually very lonely, and they have a lot of money. And she met a guy. He was actually quite big in Hollywood. He was some movie producer, but he was really old. He was in his like late 70s, early 80s, and he made an arrangement with her where it was non-sexual, and they would meet once a week and have coffee for an hour, and he would give her $500 for the hour of conversation because he was that lonely.
I was gonna say that's almost more sad than like because.
But she was like, "Girl, I got thousands of dollars," and I was like,
Yeah,
"Wow."
I will never knock a dude for paying money for getting his dick sucked. Like, right on. But when a guy's paying money for coffee dates, like, but that also has got to tell you that really says a lot about this guy's personality. There's got to be some red flags if he's a big deal in Hollywood and you can't find a fucking person to go on a coffee date with. He's got to suck as a person.
Yeah, like
I don't know. She said it was like going out with like a grandpa, you know. And
but
just...
you think there'd be some kind of gratification. Like, I don't even care if it's as corny as him like getting jerked off. Like, you're literally like having coffee, like, you know, eating scones with some fucking chick at a coffee shop for $500. Like,
yeah,
bro, I'll fucking drink coffee with this guy for $500. Like,
she did it for like 6 months, once a week. So, you know, 500 times however many weeks that is, it's a good
lot.
chunk of change. Yeah.
there's
So, yeah, paid off her car.
these guys that are like, they're like, I mean, not this guy, that case, but like these guys that are like super simps, like they're simp cucks, and like and I love when a woman degrades me and spits on me, and I'll send you thousands of dollars. Like, the reason why OnlyFans is even a thing is because these fucking losers, like, that are that pathetic. Like, listen, I understand you could be dominant, submissive, whatever, but like, when you want a woman to degrade you and you send her money and you're kissing her feet and shit, like, that's bizarre to me. Like bizarre. I don't know.
The getting degraded thing is super weird, and you see videos of like dudes getting walked around on leashes by girls like that. That's weird shit. Like, you know, like you said, you want to do whatever you want, whatever. But to me, I don't know. This might be one of the worst things I'll say on here, so it's a good thing that no one watches us. But to me, it's the guy's job to do the degrading, and you do it behind fucking closed doors. Like that's
I agree.
Yeah.
What if, Annie, would you walk a guy around on a dog collar if he wanted you for $500? If you were single, of course.
Making 1,000
okay, in public or private?
In public.
Like you got to take him around like downtown LA. Like
that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing for me. Like,
I mean,
but here's the thing: is people like my friend that would go out on the coffee dates. She's very much into BDSM, and I think if you are into that and that culture, then yeah, you would do that no problem. You know, that's who you are. But to me, like that's embarrassing. I could never like I mean, I might have like questions. Like I'd be like, well, how far are we walking? You know?
I gotta be home to watch Law and Order.
No, if it's like, okay, just like walk him around the block, I might be like, all right, let's hustle. Like, let's go.
No, it's like you gotta go to a coffee shop and sit, and he's gonna sit like a dog next to you on the ground while you drink your coffee, and he's gonna beg for some scone, and you're gonna tell him to.
I probably want like a couple grand. I don't know. Like I just feel like that's so degrading for like both them and me. I'm like, I'm so embarrassed.
I mean, more pathetic for him.
Yeah.
But
I feel like, I mean, there are so many people out there that are into BDSM that would just be, you know, like, I'll do that for free. I
feel like BDSM is different than like, first of all, there's always a difference between in private and in public. You know, whatever you do in your bedroom, I don't give a fuck. Realistically, I also don't give a fuck if I see a dude getting walked on all fours by a girl with a leash, but I'm gonna point and laugh. Like, but to me, I don't know. To me, BDSM is more like well, you know what? I was gonna say it's more of a sex thing, but in like the era that we live in, like everyone has just made everything is just a sex thing now. Like, fetish, like, you know, people would say that I'm kink shaming, I think is the buzzword for it. Like, no, I'm not. I'm just calling you a fucking weirdo because you're walking around on all fours on a leash outside of a coffee shop where my little sister is like, bro, this is my 14-year-old sister. Get the fuck out of here. Like,
yeah,
I got to explain this shit to her now. Get on your fucking, get on your feet, you know?
Yeah, you're traumatizing the other people in the room.
Yeah. Have her fucking walk you around the backyard if you want to be a dog. Shit on your own lawn.
And I pet your
cat.
Wasn't
there, okay, I saw on the news, maybe it was like a couple months ago, there was a guy what kind of dog was Lassie? Do you remember that?
A collie.
A collie. There was some guy, I forget where he was from. I think he might have been Asian, but he really wanted to be a dog. So he spent like thousands of dollars to have this lifelike dog suit. And he spent like, I don't know if it was a couple days or a couple weeks, like acting as a dog, like in the suit. And then he came out and said it was really hard to do. So I don't know, but he wanted the experience.
Yeah.
It's
not really for me. I tried it out. Like, I remember, do you guys remember like HBO, like when it was just cable before like
Real Sex?
Yes.
Yes.
And they had the one where they dressed up as horses and shit. Did you see that?
Like, yeah. I loved Real Sex when I was like 10.
Yeah, I low key like keep that show on, like where the remote has like the back channel, and I'd be like, I pretend I'm sleeping, and I'm just like, low key jerking off, and I'm like, burp, burp, and my parents would like, you know, but like my parents would walk in and they'd be like, what the fuck is this? And I'm nothing. You know, but
no, it was actually crazy. Like now that they would show that at like midnight, and we could all just watch it, and it was just people like having orgies, and I always love like they would do those street interviews where they would talk about like, oh, are you having sex tonight? And then people would talk about it.
Yeah, like they interview the random couples, but like the one that when they dress up as horses and shit really bothered me because it was like They were like really into it. Like he's like, I love when I rub her muzzle and shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, real sex was the shit. But I remember they had one. It was like this couple who hosted orgies in their house in New York, and they're interviewing everybody. And the one guy's just like, I'll never forget it. The guy's like, yeah, name's Donnie. I own a bakery in town. I make sweet cream butter. Like, fucking orgy. Like the way he just talked about. I don't know. Like,
did they film it in New York?
Well, that one episode was. I don't know where the other ones.
Well, I remember like the street interviews were in New York, I think, and then they would kind of go around the U.S. for different sex-related things people were doing. Taxi Cab Confessions was good.
That was so fucking good. You ever watch that, Rob?
No, I never had HBO.
Dude, you got to YouTube Taxi Cab Confessions. That shit was raw and like real. Like they would interview people, or not interview, but they would put up a hidden camera in a taxi cab in New York at like 3 a.m, and they would really record these people's rides, and these people would like open up to them. Like the one guy was like, it was like a tranny, but like he tricks men into having sex with them, and they don't know about it, and like crazy shit, dude.
It's crazy, like early 2000s TV. Like you'd be watching Real Sex, and then you would like flip the channel to like early Adult Swim with like Aqua Teen, or like, do you even remember like Xavier Renegade Angel? If you like the like super late night Adult Swim had some like weird shows. If you ever watched it,
I remember late night Adult Swim, but not that specific.
So like Xavier Renegade Angel was like, Rob, did you ever watch that one?
I remember the name. There's a lot. I watched a lot of Adult Swim, but there's a lot of like late night shit that I don't remember.
It was filmed with like early like video game graphics, and none of it made sense. But the main character was basically like, I don't know what he is. This like giant lizard man, and then he has like a snake for an arm, and then like he kind of speaks metaphorically, and like things happen, and it was kind of like watching like The Sims. But it like none of it made sense. It was super weird. I don't know. I loved all that stuff. Like my favorite show back then was like Super Jail. If you remember that one.
I know.
That one was like watching an acid trip. It was like a cartoon jail where like you would watch one scene and then it was like literally like an acid trip. It would go to the next and the next and the next thing for like 15 minutes straight. And it was just like all these prisoners like fighting each other and just all the craziness. And then like the main warden of the prison was this like tranny. It was really good. So I definitely check it out if you haven't seen Super Jail. It's on YouTube. It's only like 10-15 minutes a piece.
Type that in.
But no, I mean, I was gonna say it's like you'd watch Real Sex, so you were like really young watching people have like orgies, and then you'd flip the channel and then it would be, you know, weird Adult Swim shit. But those were good times. You know, TV hasn't been the same since.
No, there's no good shit on TV. I don't even watch TV. I don't even have cable. I just have internet and stream and shit. You know, Super Joe was amazing. Sherm Smoke.
Yeah, I just use YouTube. The only streaming service I even really have is Shudder. Actually, I have Amazon Prime. I barely use it. I've got a couple like random things, but I don't have like Netflix and Hulu and whatever.
There's some good stuff on Netflix. Like if you're into like crime stuff, which I know you are, the show Mindhunter. Have you ever seen?
I watched that one. My brother has Netflix, and I used to bum it off him. That's such a good show.
Yeah, they cut it off for the third season where they show little snippets of Dennis Rader, and I'm all about BTK. I'm like, dude, let's go. And then they're just like, sorry, you're not doing a third season. Like, bro, the end of the second season was BTK's wife finding him, which really happened. He was auto asphyxiating himself, jerking off in women's clothing. And she pulls the doorknob and he's like, honey, I was just messing around. Like, that's how they leave us hanging. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like,
yeah, Netflix fucked everyone hard with that ending. Wasn't it David Fincher? I was going to say, speaking of David Fincher, I just watched that 2007 movie Zodiac this morning.
I've never seen it. I don't even know who that is. David.
It's a really good movie. 2007. Yeah, it's the Zodiac Killer.
No, I know who that is, but I'm saying
Awakening the Zodiac, or
sorry, I didn't hear. David Fincher is the director of Zodiac, and I think he also directed Mindhunt. Let me look it up.
Is it Awakening the Zodiac?
No, it's literally just called Zodiac from 2007. But
2007. Oh, with
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's more so about a guy's like obsession into trying to find out who the Zodiac Killer is. It sucks because it's about a guy who used to be like a political cartoonist, and he becomes like obsessed with the Zodiac, and he wrote 2 books on the Zodiac back in like the 70s or 80s, I think, and it turns out a lot of his shit was bullshit, and he like made up a lot of shit. He straight up claimed that when the murders happened in Vallejo, somewhere, I think it was somewhere in Vallejo, he claimed that it was like 22 degrees that night, and everyone's like, bro, it does not reach 22 degrees in Vallejo. Like, even I could tell you that. But that's like one little thing. There's been a whole bunch of other stuff that he's just kind of bullshitted. But the movie itself is really good. It's like almost 3 hours long, but it's worth it. Jeff Daniel Phillips is in it from all the Rob Zombie movies, like way before he was actually the Jeff Daniel Phillips we know today. He's got a tiny little role, so it's like 1 or 2 lines, and it's kind of crazy to see him. He doesn't even look the same. But yeah, it's a really good movie. Robert Downey Jr. is in it before he got, before Marvel ruined him, or what is it, DC or Marvel, whatever. Before superhero movies ruined Robert Downey Jr., he was in it, and he was great. He plays a reporter. Mark Ruffalo, before he turned into like a weird fucking progressive nut, he was in it, and he did a really good job. It's like 70s detective shit. It's really cool. But all right, since we're on now Zodiac, it's like 7:40. What's this Rolling Stone article thing you have?
All right, so I have an article from Rolling Stone magazine. It's about the 10 most infamous murderers who married in prison, which funny talk about how hard it is these days with dating, and fucking Charles Manson, just winds up.
I don't know. I'm looking at some of these photos and I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
they should get married.
Rapists and convicts get girls easier than some people on Tinder these days. Bananas. But there's actually they say here there's a word for the condition of being turned on by someone who commits a violent crime. It's hybristophilia. Pretty
I like this photo of Eric Menendez. It's a nice photo.
Yeah, you killed your parents. You're cool.
So the theory that I've heard the most is I can't remember where I heard the term, but caveman brain, basically. It's part of the caveman brain. You think back to the caveman days when a woman was going to choose her mate, she would want to choose the most badass guy, because back in caveman days it was kill or be killed. So they say it's that part of the brain that's kind of locked away that not a lot of people access, that these girls like, so a girl might marry a girl did marry Ted Bundy and think, well, if any bad shit ever happened, he'd murder some motherfuckers for me. I think that's the thing. They always think it's going to be for me. He's not going to kill me. He's going to kill for me. Obviously the flaw is that he's in prison. Who's he going to fucking kill? Like, he's busy getting walked around on a leash by a big black dude in prison. Like, but yeah, that's the theory that I've always going to subscribe to. It's it's the same reason that girls like guys that shoot motherfuckers, like girls like gangsters, girls like, it's just kind of to the next level where it's like, oh, this guy killed 17 people.
I mean, they put fucking Varg on here from Mayhem, and it's like, come on, like, of course he's attractive. Like, he's in a metal band, or he was in a metal band. So some of these make sense that people would be like throwing themselves onto them.
A lot of it has to do with, like, we were talking about how women like scumbags. They think that like they could fix people too. And I mean, yeah, although they like the badass persona, maybe they think they could like, oh, I could like fix, like Kenneth Bianchi, like, who's a rapist, sadist. Like, that would be the ultimate like fix for them. So maybe that has some weird shit to do with it. I don't know.
To me, it is even weirder when they go for, it's one thing to be attracted to a guy. Let's say a guy's killed like 7 other dudes, but a guy that's like raped 7 women, like, that you think girls would stay away from that guy is Ted Bundy on the list? Because
yeah,
he's my favorite. He's my favorite because he got married in court during trial. Like they were talking. You know, he's on the stand and he asked this broad to marry him. And illegal, like Florida state law at the time was a profession of love in a courtroom has to be married on the spot. So the judge legally had to stop the fucking trial and they had to get married. And everybody, you know, everybody was like, "This is for show." I think on Ted Bundy's part, probably because you know he was a showman like that. He was probably just playing up for the cameras. But the girl he married in court was not hot, by the way. In the movie, the Zac Efron movie, which is a great movie, by the way, everyone should go watch that too. Where Zac Efron, plays Bundy. They definitely cast an actress that is way too hot for her in real life. And also, what's her name? Lily Collins. Dude, Lily Collins is like top 5 prettiest girls in the world.
So since you started with, I'm not going to go in order because like you brought up Bundy, so I'll bring up a fun little fact here that, well, I'll start off with Kenneth Bianchi, you know, Hillside Strangler, Los Angeles, murderer, rapist. The reason I brought up Bundy is the woman that he married, Shirley Brooke, tried Ted Bundy first, and he wasn't interested in her. And then she goes to Kenneth Bianchi. Like, you went for 2 serial killers and you just kind of took who you could get. That's just pretty crazy to me.
Yeah, she pretty much just took whichever one said yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think overall there's a lot of women, and we've discussed about this before, that just want to marry a man in prison. There's a whole like Instagram realm of it. I follow this one chick, yeah, and I think I've said it before too. She's been with the guy for a couple years now, but I think he gets out at the end of this year. And he's like somehow supplied her with like a home and like cars. And I don't know. I don't know what he does, but then she will post other inmates at his prison saying like, oh, they're looking for pen pals. They want wives and girlfriends. And then other women will come forward. Because some of these guys are just like jacked and women just want a ripped dude. They don't care.
That's fucking retarded. Like,
oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, I know. But there is a whole realm of women that just want a man that's in prison.
I believe it.
I don't understand the fetish, but
that's what we're doing wrong, Rob. We got to go get locked up.
Honestly, there are a lot of times when I'm like, I must be doing shit wrong. There's like I should just be going to prison. There was a funny one I saw. I'm not going to digress into this, but I'll make the joke and we'll get right back into the main topic. But I saw a joke recently just because of how shit's going in the country today that it said, if you want to become financially set for life, forfeit your American citizenship, go down to Mexico, come back up illegally, and you'll just get all the money you need you'll get a free hotel room or whatever. But okay, so yeah, maybe we should go to prison or become illegal immigrants. But
or both. Being an illegal immigrant in prison would be dead.
It sounds like you can't get into prison if you're an illegal immigrant, though. Like, they just will not put you in prison.
All right. Well, I'll read it from top to bottom. I know you're really knowledgeable with the Manson stuff. I mean, you could throw some stuff in here that you know. Susan Atkins. So it writes, Manson family member Atkins, aka Sexy Sadie, was serving a life sentence for her role in the Tate LaBianca murders and the killing of Gary Hinman when she married eccentric self-described multimillionaire Donald Lee Leisure. In 1981, they had a ceremony at the California Institution for Women in Frontera, California. Atkins had their marriage annulled soon after when she reportedly learned that he wasn't as rich as he claimed and that he had been previously married some 35 times. 35, that's what it says, in 1987. She tried to tie the knot again to Harvard law student James Whitehouse, who was 15 years her junior. They remained together until her death in 2009.
She literally she's marrying for money. I mean, the millionaire and a Harvard law student, 100%. She wants nicer shit on her books in prison.
But what the fuck would a college-educated smart guy want to do with
That's the thing. Most of these people are like normal. Like it's just like a guy who goes to fucking Harvard falls in love with Susan Atkins, who was kind of crazy. Like she was one of the more crazy ones, not in necessarily the shit that the shit that she did, but she was like a weird compulsive liar. I was just talking about how she's like an edgelord. And it's, I don't know. I'm not going to marry somebody if I can't like fuck them. Like you're in prison, or like the one time we are going to fuck is like during conjugal visits, but it's like, you've already been getting fucked by that's be if I married a dude, but I'm pretty sure women do weird sex shit in prison too, because it's just a bunch of women that have nothing else to do.
Yeah, like you're gonna sit on my face for that extra peanut butter sandwich. Next, we got Tex Watson, who actually your guy that was on here, who I friends with on Instagram, the dude that drew you that Manson picture. He said he wrote to Tex Watson a couple times, which was pretty interesting.
Yeah, Jay has written to Tex Watson, and then there's this girl I know.
Does he respond?
Yeah, he's got a bunch of cool stuff. He wrote to the Tiger King guy. He wrote to a bunch of different killers. It's very interesting.
You know what?
Yeah.
Okay, I can actually speak to about the Tiger King stuff, but go ahead. Well, then we can.
I was gonna say Jay does a lot of really cool shit. He's like, I think he has a lot of time and he buys a lot of cool like true crime memorabilia stuff. There's another girl I know on the Instagram who's Christian, so she writes to Tex, or she's written to Tex, I think she said, and they've corresponded before basically, and they talked about like Christianity. But yeah, Jay writes to a lot of these motherfuckers. I actually just sent a letter to Jodi Arias a couple days ago. I'm hoping that goes through. I basically kissed her ass. I told her that she's like the fucking most beautiful girl in the world. I'm hoping she writes back and wants to hook up. Maybe I could hook up with Jodi Arias. That'd be pretty cool.
You have like visit Rob Bang's Prisoner. It's episode number 3 on here.
If she writes back, I will read the letter here. Jodi Arias, if you look her up, she's like the most famous. Like she killed her boyfriend. She's like the most famous.
Who is this person in the chat?
Let's go.
I don't know. Why do you think I know everybody? Who are you? State your name. State your business.
Piña
Did you find us from YouTube or Instagram?
Yeah, who's next?
So we got Tex Watson, Manson family member, Charles Denton. Tex Watson beat both Atkins and Manson to the altar, marrying Kristen Joan Svedge in 1979 while serving a life sentence for 7 counts of first-degree murder pertaining to the Tate LaBianca murders. Watson, who converted to Christianity in 1975, eventually became an ordained minister, fathered 4 children with her before 1996, when the California Department of Corrections banned conjugal visits. So he was blowing loads and got her pregnant, and then they cut him off. So, yeah, that.
It's gotta be terrible.
Ted Bundy, obviously, rapist, necrophile, and Bundy confessed to 30 homicides. And it says he got with Carol Ann Boone, a twice divorced mother of 2, who dated him before his initial arrest, like you said, from smuggling cash to Bundy to help fund his 1977 escape. They're marrying him in the courtroom, like you said, during the penalty phase of his trial in Florida. Boone gave birth to his daughter in 1982 and named Bundy the father. So, next one's weird because not only is he a serial killer, rapist, whack job, but I always heard that Richard Ramirez was very smelly. Very smelly.
And he had terrible teeth. The author that wrote the Manson file, he was friendly with Richard Ramirez because he was going to write a book on Satanism, and Richard Ramirez was a self-proclaimed Satanist.
Who is this person?
That's Mark.
Hey, I just said hi.
When it says there's one, that means it's Mark. So we scared that guy off. Probably, you're like overexcitement when anybody joins the chat.
Thanks.
And then, who's this?
But yeah, Richard Ramirez had terrible smelling teeth because he never brushed his teeth. I think he got them fixed in prison though, actually. But yeah, he like didn't shower.
Did you ever see the documentary about him?
Yes, really good. The one that wasn't that ago.
Yeah, it was like a couple years ago, and then I remember like the DA was saying like the women loved him, like he had sex appeal, like, and he used those words.
This motherfucker looks like a strung out meth addict, and like the smell thing I bring up because they said that all the women that what they all had in common with their stories was they're like, he smelled like BO so bad, like he smelled like an Italian sub. Like this dude, you know, Robert.
Bro, I don't know who Pina Moche is. You got to like, I need a little bit more than Pina Moche. I'm sure I do know who you are, but I don't have any friends in real life that I refer to as Pina Moche.
Yeah, it says one, but there's two people in here. Pina.
Yeah, no, Restream sucks. Dude, I hate this platform. I will keep talking shit about it while I'm using it. Hopefully
I need more than Pina Moche. I don't know why I found that so fucking funny the way you said that.
You think it's Jay?
No, Jay has a different name.
Yeah, but it could be like just a different name.
Oh man, that was funny.
I don't know. Who are you?
All right, who's next on the?
So we got Richard Ramirez, then Lyle Mendez. I don't know much
Eric. Yeah.
I don't know much about the Mendez brothers. Convicted in. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so the guy that made the Netflix show last year about Dahmer, it just was announced that the new one is coming out in a couple weeks about the Menendez brothers.
Oh,
I know you're not a fan, Rob, but I am a fan.
I never said I'm not. I've never said I'm not a fan. I mean, they're just kind of pussies.
No, I meant like like you said that you didn't want to watch the Dahmer show.
I know.
The guy, yeah.
I just hate when true crime stuff becomes popular because my whole life, pretty girls think I'm fucking weird for all this stuff, and then all of a sudden a Dahmer thing comes out and Dahmer's fucking cool, and it's like, dude, I've been into this shit since like 5th grade, so fuck you guys.
Yeah.
I will say, Rob, that Dahmer show is really good.
I believe it.
Fucking good. It was good.
I'll watch it in like 10 or 20 years. I still haven't watched Breaking Bad, but I admit I will watch Breaking Bad. Give me like another 5 years, I'll watch Breaking Bad, and then I'll work my way up to the Dahmer show.
20 years, so I will report back to you and see what you think. All right, so Lyle Mendez, they killed their parents, wealthy parents. It's been married twice while serving sentence in prison to former model Anna Erickson. What is going on with your thing? What is that, a flashlight?
I got a light. Oh, okay. See, accountant. I can work with that. How do you know about my?
This is weird.
What's weird is that I know accountants. My friends are like way above my league. I don't know how I find myself in these situations. So like this kid's an accountant. Another one of my buddies does. I couldn't even fucking tell you what he does because it's like a real adult job, and then I'm here like sharpening saw blades and shit. But yeah, who put you onto the stream? The Menendez. At least those kids were like kind of attractive, like they were good looking white rich kids. Like that one I can understand, like, you know, and there's family money to be passed down. Maybe I don't know if you get your family money when you murder your parents, but
well, it's just like that new documentary that came out about that Asian girl in Canada that tried to kill her parents, but then it didn't work out. Did you guys hear about that one?
No. Oh, wait. Did she like stage a terrible?
Yeah, and then I think her mom did die, but then it was like she got caught. Like
she had two dudes come in to do it, and she tried to do. There's an interrogation video.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't kill your parents, and don't have people kill your parents. Like this, it's never gonna work out.
It's definitely good advice. I'll skip over the other Menendez guy, but Kenneth Bianchi, I found this interesting about him, that the girl he got, one of the female admirers of his that he's trying to get with, she was arrested for trying to strangle a woman to make it seem like the Hillside Strangler was still at large. So she went and did this attempted murder in his name to try to clear him of it. Like, I can't even fucking get a girl to have a conversation with me, but yet this guy's getting women to kill for him while he's
dude, getting a girl to kill someone for me is definitely like in the top 5 goals. I'm pretty sure if I could get at least 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, I could. I'm smooth when I want to be. No one ever believes that unless they're like a girl that has talked to me. Usually once I get my first crack in the armor, that's my big thing is I have to be presented with a crack in the armor. Once I get that crack in the armor, it's game over. But if you pair that with 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, I could get a girl to kill somebody. Like, no problem. No problem.
Wow.
Angelo Buono Jr., so tied in with Kenneth Bianchi. It's his cousin and their partner in the Hillside Strangler killings. Buono caught the eye of Christine Kazuka while she was visiting her husband. She was visiting her husband in jail and then finds this guy. Yeah. Fucking A. They, his crimes, though, disqualified him for conjugal visits, so he wasn't fucking her, but he was with her. That is so fucking bizarre to me. We got 2 more. Oscar Ray Bolin Jr., Bolin the Butcher. I've never heard of this guy. He's currently on death row for the brutal mid-'80s rapes and murders of 3 women. Scored a major coup of sorts in 96 when he married, it says, in telephone ceremony, his public defender. Do you hear this shit? He got with his public defender and he's in jail for fucking rape and murder. It's pretty fucked up.
If you get a public defender, you're pretty much just going to prison. Well,
right. Got with her.
I had a public defender one time. I had to go to trial for something, but the person I was up against didn't show up, so that's how I won. But yeah, pretty much generally the rule is if you get a public defender, like you're going to fucking prison.
But this guy's going to jail for life, and he's now dating her through the. I mean, both sides of the justice system. Like, what the fuck is that?
That's like real life, like Joker. What was it? The Jared Leto movie where she's like his psychologist or some shit. And dude, if you get a public defender woman, and you start hooking up with her, that's like ultimate. What's the word? Jay would know it. What's that brain rot word? Is it stigma? Stigma? Is that what that means? Like, would it be proper to say that it's stigma if you hook up with your female public defender? I wish Jay was here. He sends me brain rot shit.
As he told me, he's like, I spam Rob with all this random shit.
Dude, he sends the worst shit. That I'm like, dude, like it'll have like 2 likes on it too. I'm like, where do you find this? He sent me, all kinds of and I know he's doing it because I'm fucking old. Like, I know he's like, yeah, Rob doesn't know what fucking skibbity. He sends me a lot of skibbity shit. That's like a big one. Like,
but yeah, then there's that.
What does that mean?
It beats the fuck out of me. I don't understand this Ohio thing either. That's the big thing here. Skibbity comes from that toilet thing. Skibbity toilet.
What?
You got to ask Jay. Jay'll explain it all to you perfectly.
Oh, no.
I message him once in a while. He'll post like funny shit, like about like being like, I don't know, drinking alcohol. He'll like post the shit, or like the one day he's like, I had $5 instead of buying food. I wound up getting a 5th of fucking this cheap vodka, and I'm fucking wasted. It's funny.
He drinks a lot. He's I think he's only like fucking 19. Dude, one time I had him on, he sent me he sends me like packages full of like cool shit once in a while, and I had him on. Dude, like within 10 seconds of turning the shit on, he's like drinking beer, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like 20 seconds later, he's like, yeah, I'm only 19. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, he made that Manson painting out of like blood, he was saying.
Yeah, I've got it's
pretty cool.
I've got it right here.
Is that his own blood?
Well,
I guess?
Yeah.
One time he wrote us a story about a man jacking off in an airplane bathroom. That was entertaining.
That was after the Civil War story about rednecks from the South who built like a nuclear bomb out of a Ford F-150 engine and like some chemicals from the the
Dollar General.
Yeah.
And he's a funny kid. I was talking to him last night a little bit. I got drunk as shit last night in my room. So he was like, what did he say? I don't remember. He was basically telling me like the level of alcoholism that he's at. So like he's like, no, I'm not at the shakes. He's just like, you know, I'm in a shitty mood if I don't have it. And I'm like, I don't think that's like I don't think he's a true like alcoholic, but he's like on his way is the way that I would put it. But he was also like, I haven't had a beer for like 2 days. And I was like, okay, well, you're not dead. So that means you're not an alcoholic. But
once you start getting the shakes, it's bad.
Yeah, to me, that's the level of I'll take you seriously when you get the shakes. Someone sent you a painting made out of blood. Yeah. Yeah. The worst part is that I've never had him send me any kind of test like showing that
he's not.
I'm careful with the paint. You know, I'm not rubbing my shit all over there.
You're not blood cutting yourself and touching the blood.
It's a ragtag group of people that I've met on this like Instagram/YouTube channel.
I love how we have Sherm Smoke and an accountant.
I'm telling you, dude, it's a ragtag bunch.
Oh man, it's fun. But yeah, that's basically the list. There's that Wagner guy, but like whatever. I just thought it would be something funny, or not funny, but cool to touch on because we do a lot of like the crime stuff. Because I was reading it and I'm like, these motherfuckers are getting married in prison. Like,
well, I'm telling you, the moral of the story is you will get a wife if you go there.
I mean, I'm not. Listen, it ain't my first rodeo, far from it. But like, the older I got, like I was telling you, I lost my virginity at 13. But like, the older I get, the harder it is because like the world's just so fucked up with these dating apps. Like I matched with a girl. She's like, yeah, I got 3,000 matches in a month. Think about it, 3,000 fucking matches. Like
I've had Tinder for like a week. And I got no matches. And I deleted it only because in how small my area is, I ran into a girl that I had a crush on in high school. And I couldn't, like, I would exit the app and keep getting in and out. And I couldn't get, and I was like, dude, I keep running into her. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to swipe one way or the other on her and then something. I did end up asking her to hang out a couple years ago for the first time ever. And she left me on red. So there's that.
Did the porn star ever get back to you?
Oh no, I haven't hit her up yet. I'm gonna wait till I actually have like a decent YouTube channel to be like, hey, can I interview you?
How cool.
I did order another shirt though. She released a new shirt with her on a fucking motorcycle so I was like, dude, blonde fucking bodacious babe on a bike. I have to get it. So in a couple of days, maybe next week, there will be another shirt with the same girl's ass just on a motorcycle.
Love that. This is super random, but like since we're now like getting off the topic of what we were talking about, I have another funny random story.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about, I mean, it's not super funny, but to me it is because it was my dad. Like, so my grandma, like my dad's mom, like wasn't the best mother. Like, so like it when like Halloween was going on, he was like 6. What grade are you when you're like 6 years old, 7 years old? Like you're young, you know what I mean? And I don't know.
I think damn near
like grade.
Yeah, kindergarten, first grade.
All right, so maybe 8 years old, 9 years old, whatever. Like he's asking his mom. It was October. He's like, "When's Halloween? When's Halloween?" And she's just like, tells him that it was like October 3rd. She's like, "It's Halloween." My dad, this motherfucker gets dressed up as Batman and goes into school, and it's October 3rd, and he's like, happy Halloween. And everybody's just like, you fucking idiot. You're just as Batman. It's October 3rd. I don't know. The story's funny when he tells it. Just super random. I think he's like traumatized from it because he tells it, and he's just like, there I was dressed as Batman fucking on October 3rd in school. I'd be fucking mortified. To me. Oh my god!
Have both of you seen Tiger King?
No, I straight up refuse to participate in watching that.
Okay,
nonsense.
So maybe we'll do this next week, but I do actually want to talk about that because I actually have quite an extensive background working with exotic animals, and I can kind of like confirm some of that stuff. So it's gonna be a crazy one. I can tell you a bunch of stories that I witnessed firsthand working with exotics, and I do think that like a lot of Tiger King is true. So
I've never watched the whole thing, but I just love that I forget that dude's name we were talking about earlier. He's like, yeah, dude, he like writes all these serial killers, and he's like, look, I wrote to the Tiger King, and it said It's like, dear Jay, much love. Please vote for me for president. Sending much love, Joe Exotic. It's so funny.
I mean, I can say that like in the exotic world, like it's weird. It's weird, and people there's like a big power play amongst people, and they use sex to get what they want for animals. Like it's crazy.
What does it have to do with exotic animal? Like, why are people like that in that industry? Because they're
mean, do you want to save this for next week? Because I could talk about it for like an hour. Like there was a lot. Or
I gotta work at 5 a.m. unless Rob wanted to.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, generally it does seem like fucking weirdos and rich people are into like owning tigers. And he obviously probably knows the shit, probably living in the belly of the exotic beast of Hollywood.
Yeah, I worked at a sanctuary for several years, and I was the supervisor for the primates, and so
that's so
saw
rich.
a lot of shit. Yeah, I went to school and I studied primatology and anthropology and stuff like that. So yeah, I've done a lot of crazy stuff. But yeah, we could talk about that next week. I'll tell you all about like what goes on in that world. And so when you watch Tiger King, it's like that shit is really happening when they're like using each other and like just fucking one another. It's
like
crazy.
Gay orgies on meth. Like that's what
that'll
be a good, those would be some good hashtags.
Yeah, we'll use that next week. Like hashtag Tiger King gay orgies.
I love
YouTube has a very limited selection of like hashtags that are realistic.
You made this real sex is the shit is the name of the
real because what was it? Sure.
But you could even title it, like Tiger King masturbation or something like that.
Did you guys still want to do the Silence of the Lambs review on Saturday? Or
I'm down. If Annie, do you want to?
Is that this Saturday? That's fine.
Yeah, I'm down.
I'm just gonna like rewatch the movie. I haven't, I've seen it a couple times, but I can.
I usually watch them Friday night or Saturday morning.
I watch it during the day.
Mark is doing the story, so Annie, when you watch it, just kind of take some fucking notes whenever you see something you want to point out.
Okay, yeah. I'll watch it Friday then.
I'm not as good as Rob with the plot, but like I'll try my best. But I usually stop and be like, "What do you think about that?" Or "What was your opinion on that scene?" Like Rob does it a lot better. You flow with it so well. I'm like,
No, you did fine with Easy Rider. If you look up, there's a YouTube channel called Hack the Movies that I really like, and they have a really good, like, that's what I would like it to be. They're all in the same room though, so I get that's easier. But it's Tony, the host, runs down the plot, and everybody just cuts in whenever they have something to say. So it's like
Hack the Movies. Okay,
you can look up any general movie that you like. Like they've done a lot of horror movies. Just find one that you like and then watch them. They might have done Silence of the Lambs too. I'm not sure, but
yeah. I'll break it down just kind of the way you did, like just by scene by scene. Where did Eddie go?
Wait, I'm here.
You're black.
Oh yeah, you're a black person now.
I just see your teeth.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah. Look up Hack the Movies does the Silence of the Lambs episode, so check that one out. And then
I'm pumped. I know that movie from heart. Oh, she left.
No, she's totally gone. Oh no, she just popped back up.
Did it work? Am I back?
No, you're still black.
See your teeth.
Really?
Yeah, we're gonna discriminate against you now.
Okay, hold on. This is weird.
Well, we're almost done anyways.
Yeah, we're almost done.
Let's let her figure it out. Mark, what do you have? So I want to fix your mic situation, right?
Right.
What do you have for because dude, I want to send, like, this is my first mic. It's only like $100, so I'd send this shit to you for free.
You don't got to do that. I'd give you some money for it. Or something.
No, because it's my fucking show, so I have to pay for this shit. And plus, I bought this shit months ago. It was like, yeah, like I said, it's a cheap, but it's a really nice. It's just a USB, but make sure I think do you have a laptop with like a USB plug-in?
Yeah. So I'm on my phone, but my laptop's directly behind. You can see the light off of it. My laptop's directly behind me. So yeah.
Okay. If the laptop, we'll try it. We'll fuck around on like Saturday night. We'll just like check out the fucking laptop camera quality. And honestly, the camera quality matters less than audio. In my opinion, because people.
This is an HP laptop. It's like new. It's brand new, but I cannot believe the quality of it. Unless it's better on your guys. It may be because the quality of my screen isn't great.
Wait, am I here?
Yeah, you're here.
Okay, you can see me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what that was because it was completely normal on my end.
It was probably the shitty streaming service that I use. Restream sucks. I'm going to talk shit about them until they kick me off their platform. I paid $20 a month for this bullshit. They only let you stream in 720p for $20 a month. It's stupid. I fucking hate it. If I was dating a girl, I would convince her to go. I need to stop making like threats on like live YouTube.
I love how you caught yourself twice tonight. I was like,
I really do. It's funny because after that last one where I made that like comment, there was a YouTube something that I listened to the next day where a guy like threatened to kill somebody, and I was like, oh, I think I would have been fine. And I was actually kind of mad at myself because when you edit the live streams too soon, you have to let them process. If you don't let them process, you lose all of the engagement. So like our live comments aren't on last week's, and last week was probably like our best episode. And then so we don't have the live comments and we don't have the views. Like from this one, we'll get like, it'll say like there's so many views just from people that have stopped in and like stopped on the stream or whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I can threaten to kill people. I mean, obviously I should just try not to, because you just shouldn't threaten to kill people at all. But yeah, so on Saturday we won't stream with your laptop, but for like when we first hop on before we're live, let's just fucking try it out really quick and see what it looks like. And then dude, if it's got a USB input, literally just this microphone is fucking. It's pretty cool for that much. And then I have this one. I don't know what I want to do with this. This one's like a $300 Shure microphone that I want to find like a fucking girl that's down to like get on stream in her underwear and just kind of sit there and not say shit. But I would send her the fancy microphone just because she's like the girl in her underwear.
Like she wouldn't even talk, but she'd have the good microphone and like be half naked.
Yeah, like what if right down here in the corner, like maybe next to Annie, there's just a fucking like half naked girl just sitting there, just hanging. Like
get a lot of views, I'm sure.
yeah, no, for sure. And then I could do solo streams where it's just me and her, and she's just naked and she's not saying shit.
Yeah, we could try the laptop. It may not cut out. It may work better.
I would think if like I said, if the picture's good, dude, I'm for sure I'm gonna send you this mic. I don't even give a fuck if you say you want to take it or not. I'm gonna send you the mic.
Well, let me at least pay for the shipping of it.
What's shipping, like fucking $2, $5?
You're sending me something that you bought.
No, it's literally me forcing it on you.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, and then if you ever go on like what are those like chat roulette and Omegle sites and talk to girls, strangers, I'm pretty sure you can use like I could use this whole setup and like talk to weird racist streamers on like Omegle and shit.
Dude, I tried going on there the other day. I haven't done that in so long, and it said it was all.
I think Omegle is dead now.
Right.
Chat roulette. We used to go on chat roulette when we were like little kids and show our like buttholes and shit and like.
I remember going on chat roulette years ago, and Drake was on there.
Like Drake the rapper?
Yeah, like Drake.
How old were you at the time? That's the question.
Probably like 18.
Oh, so you were already out of his league.
Yeah, but it was like what happened is like it was like the first one. Like I went on the website. And then my camera wasn't on and his was. And then I was like, oh my God. And then it was so quick. By the time I was able to turn my camera on, he was like, fuck this, like on to the next person.
I wonder if you're just like, since you live like in the class of the rulers of the world, if they just purposely pair you up. Like if I go on chat roulette or Omegle, I'll get some whore smoking crack in a trailer. But then you go on chat roulette, you get fucking Drake and like
Kim
Kardashian's probably up next.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
It used to be like back in the day, like when they had no filters, it'd just be like a dude just jerking off, be like staring at you.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, stop. What are you doing?
We used to come across those all the time. Like literally just a dude like doing work on himself and like, their face would never be, you get like the neck down. it was terrible. And I hate that view of a dick. I hate the view when it's like the bottom of it from like below it. Like, that's the worst. That's the worst view. That's the ugliest view of it. If a girl ever, first of all, don't ever send girls nudes if you're a guy. There was one girl actually when I was like 19 that convinced me to get a Snapchat for the first time. And she asked for a picture of my my junk, and I sent it to her, and she was in beauty school at the time, and she showed her entire class. I was like, what the fuck? That's not cool.
At least don't put your face in it. Like, you get these guys that's from below, and they're like,
yeah, I think it's funny. Yeah, like the ones where the guy, he has to get like his face in it, and like it's like dick face. It's kind of like a selfie with
yeah, guys shouldn't,
with all of it. Like, that's just terrible.
Guys shouldn't deal with nudes.
It's so degrading.
Yeah, nudes, it's a girl's game. Sorry to break it to you guys, but that's your job. We make up for it in nothing, and that's just the way the world is. Deal with it.
what does the accountant think about nudes? Pina moche. I showed her my Pina moche.
I might start using that.
Oh no.
Like, Rob was genuinely frustrated. He's like, I need more than Pina moche.
Yeah, I had a long night. I'm willing to be grumpy at any point.
Yeah, you seem like you're tired, and I'm pretty fucking beat myself.
Yeah, you got work in what, like 2 hours?
Well, yeah, something like that. Well, tomorrow's my Friday at least, so.
Well, okay, so next week we'll talk about Tiger King animal abuse with
well, geez,
sexual abuse.
Let's just fucking die on the stream, why don't we? For No Love, Deep Web by the band Death Grips. Okay. You know what? I've heard of the band Death Grips. I don't think I listened to them or have, but that's a random one. I'll check it out. What's funny is the accountant, I'm going to end up, as soon as we get off, I'm going to text him anyways. Yeah, fucking A. And then Saturday, about like 5 or 6-ish, which knowing me will be like 6 or 7. We'll do
like on my days off, whenever you tell me, it's cool. Because I can go to bed 2 in the morning. It don't matter. But like, there's no reason. Like, I don't know. There's no reason why I need to be at work so early, but they make us go there. Like, we're all just looking at each other like, why the fuck are we here at 5 o'clock? You know?
It's just the ritual torture.
Yeah. Nobody in the South drinks coffee, I guess, because it's hot. I need caffeine, and I'm like shaking, trying to get my caffeine down. And they're like, you fucking Yankee, what the fuck you drinking coffee for? I'm like, bro, I had 5 hours of sleep. Like, I did a stream last night, okay?
I did a stream.
Yeah, like, bro, I'm talking to the Hollywood elites. Okay, they run into Drake when they're chatting.
You know who I was on with? Fucking Rob last night. Okay?
You're like, bro, there was an accountant in the chat, all right?
Yeah. You want to talk numbers? We had an accountant in the chat.
Yeah.
Man, I wonder how miserable. Imagine being a fucking accountant in the South for a bunch of like illiterate people.
Ooh.
Just wearing like that fucking green visor, just like with a calculator, like an old.
And they're just like, so how much money am I getting back? That's all they.
Like, yeah, you owe the government $7,000. You fucking retard.
This flower is wilting. Like, but.
All right. So next week, Tiger King, animal sexual abuse, and then whatever else you guys.
Yeah, same as everyone put down like 5 topics. We'll bring them up again.
Yeah.
This week was obviously kind of flustered because I fucked up on the time. It was funny. I was like rushing to get home. Like, wait a minute, it's my fuck you guys. It's my show. I'll be as late as I fucking want.
Yeah, right. He's like, wait a minute, and then Annie goes, text him and tell him to hurry up. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
You should have, because
You're like, you know what, dude? We'll get another fucking guest. We don't need you. Get the fuck out of here.
No, I do really like the high school stories you guys bring. They're always so fucking funny. So,
I have great. I've just done a lot of dumb shit.
So if you can think of some like interesting stories from your youth, bring that to the table. That's always good.
they'll come as topics come up. Like it'll remind me.
I literally have one in my notes right here. I'll save it for next week. It has to do with me making fun of a fat girl and then finding out the fat girl was my friend's friend that we were giving a ride, and I didn't realize it was her when she was walking toward the car.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
that's good. I want to hear that one.
Did that fucking asshole?
Oh, there's things I could comment on that, but we'll save it for next week.
Yeah, I'll bring it up.
I love how Rob did which I like your edits, by the way, like the way you put like the lettering, like that it's like the shit girl, like
Oh yeah, that was so bad.
The microphone is partially because I need I was gonna say if you're cool with it. From now on, this is the declaration. If you're on the show, you are liable to get put in edits. But Mark, I can't cut in the phantom shit because half the time we were laughing and the phantom shit gets cut off because we're laughing so hard.
Man, that would have been.
If you go watch it, you'll see it. You say like phantom and then shit cuts out or tome shit. Yeah. I can try to pull one out of it, but yeah. So I'm pretty sure with the microphone, I'll
have to retell that story so you can put it up there because I love that story. It is so funny.
It's perfect. I want to make like a movie trailer out of like that was the joke about the shit girls was I was trying to make it look like a movie trailer. So if we do a phantom shits, and then I mean, of course, there could be a great rock. I love those names where it's like somebody's name and the somethings. It'd be like phantom shit and the shit girls.
Yes.
That would be good.
We'll have to retell it so you can edit it. But no, you do pretty good on the edits. I like them. You're creative with it, so it's cool.
I'm very lazy with them. I wish I had a fucking 15-year-old to edit. I have a 14-year-old sister, but she wouldn't. I actually don't. I don't even allow her to watch because yeah, right.
Yeah, Mom, Rob was talking about the Fenty fumble.
Yeah, dude, there was. Okay, sorry, we're gonna get out here in a second just because you mentioned it. There was one time I take her to see movies. Sometimes she likes horror movies, and here in my hometown, fentanyl is such a problem that when you go to see movies, there's like a local ad at the start. And it says like fentanyl kills this many people, blah, blah, blah. At the time, my sister was like 13. She's like, what's fentanyl? And I was like, oh my God.
It's an Italian pasta.
I was like, dude, it's drugs. Don't do them. She's like, okay.
Crazy.
What would you do if she just turned to you and she's like, is that the time you tried to get with a girl, but you screwed up because you were high on drugs?
I'd punch her in the fucking nose.
All right. Well,
okay. Well, I'll see you guys Saturday then.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll talk sooner anyways, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay. Saturday, Silence of the Lambs.